Good morning, dear students. Very good morning. Have a nice day of this very beginning of the morning. Today, we are going to learn some topics in chemistry to discuss some questions and answers. It will be very helpful to achieve success in TIFR or any other competitive exam, medical, advanced, joint, EIEEE or any other competitive exam. So let's have a discussion. First, the number one. So there are 15 bunches of question. Look here. Please look at the slide. It has 15 number of questions and almost covered with organic chemistry, physical chemistry and inorganic chemistry also. The level of thinking seems to be a degree level, but it is actually more advanced level of for joint entrance exam or EIEEE. So anyway, come to the point. So first, the number one question. The number one question is a organic conversion, that is in synthetic chemistry. And you know, dear students, almost all the chemistry students basically they are afraid of organic chemistry and specifically the synthetic chemistry part, that is retrosynthesis or any type of synthetic strategy. So once you concentrate on the basic synthesis or the basic skeleton of the organic chemistry, then it will be very transparent to you. So for this purpose, number one, the first question is preparation of cyclopentane from cyclohexanone. It is a 6-member ketone, cyclic ketone, is degraded to a 5-member cyclic alkane. So this is a step down reaction with 1 carbon less. How can we proceed? Specifically there are 2 routes, but today we want to discuss very simple and without any chemical hazard we will convert it. So first, treat cyclohexanone with few drops of concentrated nitric acid. We know, dear students, concentrated nitric acid known as aqua fortis is a very strong oxidizing agent because on decomposition it easily produces nascent oxygen, and this nascent oxygen being energetically at a higher state, that is in excited state, it attacks any kind of chemically susceptible molecules. So we know the ketone compounds, it is not so very strong, so nitric acid is sufficient to oxidize it and it destroys the 6-member ring or the hexagon ring of ketone. Now before discussing the after product or the after result of treatment with nitric acid, let's have a discussion of what makes the cyclohexanone a active compound. Now we know the cyclic molecules in light of wear strain theory suffer from some sorts of strain. We know acyclic molecules are generally more stable than the cyclic one because these cyclic molecules suffer from internal angle strain, back strain, front strain and so on and so forth. So to get relaxed from these such types of strain, cyclic molecules never achieve the planar geometry. They either remain in distorted conformations or in a twisted conformation. Here the cyclohexanone ring achieve a chair conformation, and this is the energetically most stable conformation. So once it was a fully cyclohexane, then it was not difficult. It seems to be very stable. But as there is a sp2 hybridized carbonyl ring or residue, it connected with the ring, then it destroy the stability of the cyclohexane itself. Now it is a cyclohexanone. So cyclohexanone being more energetically stronger than the cyclohexane, so its potential energy near about to the activation energy level. So on treatment with concentrated nitric acid, it easily destroyed into a six membered dicarboxylic acid known as the adipic acid. Now this adipic acid, a dicarboxylic acid, can be converted into another part. The best reagent is the, if you treat this adipic acid with lime, that is calcium hydroxide, and followed by reflux, then this adipic acid once again cyclized, that is produces a ring, 5-member ring. 5-member ring of beta keto carboxylic acid, that is 2-pentanone 1-carboxylic acid. 2-pentanone 1-carboxylic acid. Please look here, dear students. 2-pentanone carboxylic acid. But this 2-pentanone carboxylic acid, in spite of its 5-member ring, it loses its carboxyl group. In spite of 5-member ring, it loses its branched carboxylic acid group. Then question arises, why this beta keto carboxylic acid or any kind of beta keto acid easily loses its carboxylic acid group? Now we will search the answer. Why? What the basic structure? Now look here. We know the carbonyl carbon CO skeleton is slightly polarized, and it is a good example of a dipole where carbon is slightly positive charged and oxygen part is slightly negative charged. And here in case of carboxylic acid group, there is a deprotonable OH bond, and this hydrogen also in the carboxylic acid OH group is also slightly ionic and participate in intramolecular hydrogen bond network formation. And look here, this intramolecular hydrogen bond network seems to be a 6-membered ring. And look here, the number of electrons here, pi electrons, almost 4n plus 2. So this beta keto carboxylic acid, by absorbing or on thermal agitation or photochemical agitation, almost its potential energy about to be at the level of activation energy, and by a supramolecular type Diels-Alder reaction, this 6-membered hydrogen bond network destroyed and it converted to a enol form of cyclopentanone with release of carbon dioxide. This enol form of cyclopentanone tautomerized to cyclopentanone. Now let's have a discussion about the stability of cyclopentanone. In comparison to the cyclohexanone species, cyclopentanone is kinetically more stable than the thermodynamically stable one, cyclohexanone compounds. Cyclopentanone, by its Packard structure, achieves stability, and thus we can easily convert cyclohexanone species to cyclopentanone species. Now how can we further proceed for conversion of cyclopentanone to cyclopentane derivative? So by applying two way, that is a reduction way, that is the conversion of carbonyl to imine motif, we can reach our goal. So then how can we convert it? So by adopting Clemenson reduction reaction. Please tell about what is the reagent of Clemenson reduction reaction? Yes, zinc amalgam and concentrated HCl. Zinc amalgam and concentrated HCl is a unique reagent which exclusively converts any kind of carbonyl species to imine species. Methylene species. So carbonyl group is converted to a methylene group. The speciality of this reaction is that any kind of functional group or a organic molecules that contains any kind of functional group that is chemically sensitive to alkaline media, then Clemenson reduction or a acid catalyst or a acid medium reduction reaction is very important to convert this carbonyl to methylene group. Then you can put a question, then what about if a organic molecule that possesses a acid sensitive functional group, then how can you convert exclusively? The answer is here, dear student. For this purpose, there is also a base catalyzed or base medium reduction reaction. This is known as Wolff-Kishner reduction reaction. Then what is Wolff-Kishner reduction reaction? You have already learned in your plus 2 level. So anyway, let's discussion once again. Let's have a discussion once again. Hydrazine derivative or hydrazine on mixing with alcoholic potassium hydroxide or any kind of base, strong base, and followed by reflux near about at 180 degrees Celsius temperature, it exclusively converts carbonyl to at first imine type derivative or hydrazone type derivative, and once again this hydrazone type derivative becomes a methylene followed by release of nitrogen gas. Then question arises, what is the driving force of the reaction? Now look here, dear students. On base catalyzed reduction or Wolff-Kishner reduction reaction, it releases nitrogen gas. And we know, dear students, in chemical bonding we learnt about it. In chemical bonding, the molecular orbital theory suggests that the nitrogen gas has the exceptional stability in its molecular electronic structure because its external bond is sigma bond is in nature, and because of its triple bond multiplicity, it is very strong and never participate in chemical reaction at normal temperature. And nature has already made such environment to survive this vitality or to survive this organism or life on this planet Earth. If nitrogen were very reactive, then biological kingdom never survives because of the strong oxidizing property of aerial oxidation aerial oxygen. And we know from the molecular orbital theory, aerial oxygen never remains in singlet electronic structure, and this is also because of exceptionally inert or stable nitrogen gas. So anyway, as the product has the exceptional stability, so it ejects out from the reaction vessels, and the reactions in light of Lee-Sattler principle, the reaction proceed forward, and N2 gas is ejected out from the reaction vessel. Maximum amount of product is found. So I think now it is very easy to discuss. So anyway, today in this very short span of time, we have already discussed about one questions, but remaining 14 questions will be discussed further. So my earnest request is, dear students, if you think the topic is very relevant to you and it is very helpful to you, so please like, share and comments. And my earnest request to you, please make a comment, either positive or negative, that is any kind of drawbacks in my lecture is found, and if you propose that this lecture can be developed in the comment box, and like, share. Thank you, dear students, for your attention and for your patience to attend my class. So have a nice day. Next day we'll meet once again. Thank you.